Thousands of truckers are on the side of the roads because of the COVID restrictions via France. Now, these truckers from Britain entering France or attempting to enter France for the past several days, some of them have been on the side of the road. And we're talking in the thousands, folks. Imagine going outside on the freeway, and for as far as you can see, it's full of truck drivers on the sides of the road. Let me share this with you real quick. This is directly from AP News. France relaxes its ban on trucks entering from Britain. France relaxed its corona-related ban on trucks from Britain on Tuesday after a two-day standoff that had stranded thousands of drivers and raised fears of Christmas food shortages in the UK. French authorities, who had imposed the ban to try to protect the continent from a new variant of the virus that is circulating in London and southeast England, said delivery drivers could enter by ferry or tunnel provided they showed proof of a negative test for the virus. Select passengers will be allowed back on the continent too. So, 2 days of intense talks with British and European Union partners. French Transport Minister Jean-Baptiste Djibari said in the statement that the coming hours would be dedicated to setting up testing sites so that British truckers could make it to their continent and back in time for Christmas. Quick tests will be accepted if they are able to detect the new virus variant, according to Transport Minister. Now, real quick, I do want to thank my friends over at nightsolarlight.com. So a quick study, about 1 million people a year are injured from falling down stairs, and not just old and young people. We're talking of all ages, folks. This is the Night Solar Light. These things are so bright, and they're actually powered by the sun. So you don't need any additional batteries or wires. You can put them just about anywhere. But I've got one of these on the back porch. I've actually got a few around the house. And last night, it just kept turning on. It kept turning on. I was like, what the heck's going on? So I went outside, and it was picking up deer that were grazing in the backyard. So pretty cool. nightsolarlight.com. If you go directly to nightsolarlight.com, you click the link specific, you'll get a 52% discount for being a Leak Project listener. These things are great. nightsolarlight.com. Now, let me go back to the article. Intense talks with the British and European Union partners. The French Transport Minister did at least 2,800 truck drivers had been anxiously waiting close to the England Channel port of Dover for word that they could cross over to the continent. French and British authorities urged them to avoid ports until they can get tested. France also said it would allow EU travelers, along with the British citizens with EU residency, back into the country if they had a negative virus test in the preceding 72 hours, and British tourists remain barred. Now, there's about 40 countries that have travel bans on Britain right now, leaving the island nation increasingly isolated after Prime Minister Boris Johnson did warn over the weekend that there is a new type of virus strain that could be 70% more contagious. The doom continues. Now, I talked to my friend Julian in the UK, and he was saying something about a lot of these truckers are concerned about if they're going to be forced to do specific things that they don't want to their body, and that might have something to do with it. So I've found a card. I've got the Illuminati card game. It's a card game that came out in the mid-90s via Steve Jackson. And there's a card I want to share with you. This one right here. It's the CFL AIO card. Truckers local on strike. Now, this is making me think about the situation right now a bit. If unions get involved, if you see thousands of truckers that refuse to deliver their shipment because somebody or something is telling them that they have to do something to their body that they don't want to do, or maybe some other various reason, if it's something they don't believe in, and if you start seeing hundreds or thousands of trucks going off on the side of the road, what type, and say, no, I'm not going to deliver this. What will the implications be? I'm asking the question because clearly we're seeing some pushback right now overseas. Something to think about. Now, if you have a disruption of the supply chain where you have thousands of truckers refusing to deliver shipments and the unions get involved, what are going to be the repercussions on that? What do you see? And do you see that happening in other countries in the near future also? We live in wild times, folks. Sometimes you just have to take a breath of fresh air. Sounds like a conspiracy these days, right? They're like, fresh air? What's that? Well, it's fresh air. You don't know what it is? Like, no, what, huh? Fresh air? No, man. I got a face muzzle on all the time. Really unfortunate for some people. And God bless you. May the force be with you. Be the change you want to see, everybody.